Hello, my fellow nerds, and welcome to the Nerd Empire. I hope you all are having a fantastic day today, and I hope you all will enjoy today's reaction video. With that being said, let's get right into it, shall we? This one is Stop Noticing the War on Men. I have no idea what this is about. I just ran across it when I was scrolling through YouTube, and I thought what the hell, let's react to it.
Y'all to stop noticing some things. Stop noticing that Nathan Drake and Sully were replaced by girl bosses. Stop noticing that a small black woman single-handedly beat the shit out of Nathan and Sam. Stop noticing that the developer of the ultra-based Killzone games now makes games about a fat, dog-ugly lesbian who definitely drives a Jeep Wrangler. Stop noticing that one of the best characters of all time, Jin Sakai, was replaced with a butch lesbian who raises a child with another woman, an action that God hates. Stop noticing that angry masculinity personified, Kratos, was replaced with the cuck of war who isn't even the main character in his own story anymore. Stop noticing that a muscly-armed lesbian in Last of Us 2 literally killed Joel as the bagel director of the game held him down for a beating. Stop noticing that the director is Jewish. Ellie's girlfriend is Jewish, and the entire game was stated by the director to be a metaphor for Israel. Stop noticing that Peter is cucked by a woman and a black man in Spider-Man 2, and MJ somehow went from being a journalist to a superhero because stunning and brave. Shall we do Xbox next? Stop noticing that based masculine characters like Marcus, Dom, and Cole were replaced by Kate Diaz. Stop noticing that Halo Studios made Cortana ugly and Chief a simp. Stop noticing that they made the hero in Fable a woman. But guys, don't worry, there's totally not an attack on men right now.
Lesbians, why? Lesbians, why? Lesbianas y tesoros. It's like everything's being replaced by stupid ass wokeness and girl bossing, and it's like all this masculine stuff is seen as like horribly bad and evil, which is so stupid. I don't get why. It's like, what's wrong with being masculine? What's wrong with men go blow shit up?
Now, stop noticing that based masculine Assassin's Creed protagonists were replaced with a black queer man and an ugly woman. Stop noticing that Silent Hill F is just feminist propaganda designed to make women hate the concept of marriage. Very subtle, by the way. There's a boss at the end that's a wedding dress. Stop noticing that after 3 Witcher games starring Geralt, the new game we play exclusively as Ciri, who they just happen to make ugly and fat now. Could it be because of all the diversity consultants and cucked beta males that CDPR recently hired? Nah.
I never really understood why a lot of the people are having they're having a problem with having hot women in these games, or conventionally attractive women in these games. They have to make them all not attractive. Like, why? What do you have against attractive women?
Couldn't be related. Stop noticing that you couldn't play as a woman or a minority in Call of Duty World at War 2008, and now you are forced to play as a woman and a minority in Black Ops 7. Stop noticing that you couldn't play as a woman or a minority in Battlefield 4, and now you are forced to play as a woman and a minority in Battlefield 6. Stop noticing that in World War Z, all of the default characters you can pick from are gay and black. Stop noticing that every single film franchise has been cucked by a strong girl boss woman. Stop noticing that movies that always starred men in the lead roles are all women now.
See, here's the thing. It's like there's nothing wrong with a woman in a lead role. It's just they've took the focus from the story and made it entirely on the gender of the person. It's like you can tell a great story. You can make a great movie with a female protagonist. I got one great example. Ripley from the Alien series. She was a badass woman. The entire movie wasn't focused on the fact that she is a woman and she's trying to be a girl boss. No. She's a woman who just happens to be trying to survive a fucking xenomorph. And it's a great fucking movie. Alice from Resident Evil. There's another badass female. Lara Croft from the first 2 Lara Croft movies. That was played by Angelina Jolie. Those are great movies with female protagonists. and none of them were focused on the fact that the protagonist was a fucking woman.
Predator, Ghostbusters, Mad Max, Marvel, Star Wars, etc. All women. Stop noticing that in Marvel Zombies last month, they replaced all the male superheroes with girl bosses. Man, that's a lot of stuff I need you guys to...
Oh, yeah, they all went woke.
Stop noticing. So boys, on to the real question, why? Why is all of modern media, video games, and film against us? Keep watching, and I think the answer...
For like the past 10, 15 years, the feminist movement and the woke culture has painted men to be basically the root of all evil. Like anything wrong going on in the world, it must be a man's fault.
Will surprise you. All right, boys, if you're like me, you probably stay up too late gaming all the time, so when you finally go to bed, you want to fall right to sleep. A few months ago, I got the Manta Sleep Sound Mask. The deep and restful sleep I've been getting with these bad boys is insane. The ventilated C-shaped eye cups let you move them wherever you want, so you get a true 100% blackout even when sleeping in a bright, sunny room. Or even if you're taking a nap in your car like I used to do at work. The 20-hour battery life Bluetooth speaker lets me listen to relaxing music all night while my headphones charge. The Manta Sleep Sound Mask can easily adjust to accommodate any person's head size. The material just feels like really high-end and nice on your face. The perforated weave on the mask stays ventilated and lets airflow in all night long so I never get hot. Click the link in the description right now for a free 10% off on a Manta Sleep Mask. At checkout, enter code word AndyPants. And also, guys, huge shout out to sponsor Manta Sleep for sponsoring my edgy content. I couldn't do this without them. Okay, back to the video. Why is every single freaking movie and video game being girl bossed right now? Why has the systematic attempt to erase men gotten so bad? To put it simply, it's because men are the guardians of everything that is good, beautiful, and true in society, and there are evil women out there who hate men and want to be in charge. It's as simple as that. Think about it. America was created by 56 men. Every skyscraper, bridge, and cathedral was built by men.
Yeah, the entirety of the world's infrastructure was built and is maintained by men. If men were to just disappear, the world wouldn't even last a month before it went to an apocalyptic shithole.
The electricity and plumbing and foundation of your house right now was built by men. Who do governments send to fight wars and save women from burning buildings? Men. Men are the creators and sustainers of civilization itself, and we've done it for tens of thousands of years. But as Bill Burr said one time, feminism views male patriarchy as a box of chocolates. Equal pay and being in charge of video games? Yeah, we'll take some of that. Digging ditches and roofing in the summer? Nah, y'all can keep that. Feminism at its heart is a jealousy of God-given male authority, and it is a desire to take away male authority and put women in charge. You can see this all going back to the story.
Yeah, because see, the feminist movement originally started out as wanting equality between the two sexes. Third wave and current wave feminism doesn't want equality. They want superiority. They disguise it as wanting equality, which they've basically achieved everything they set out to achieve. So they got equality. There is no right a man has that a woman does not. A woman has all the same opportunities and rights a man has. That's just a fact. But now they're disguising equality as trying to achieve superiority.
Story of Adam and Eve in the garden. Satan knew that if he came after Adam directly, his neck would get snapped. But if he was able to trick Eve, then he could get control of Adam through Eve. Satan is the father of feminism, and Satan was the first feminist. This is why none of us should watch Korn or support OnlyFans or Cornhub.
I think it's so stupid that we can't say, you know, that the censorship is so fucking stupid. People are way too goddamn sensitive.
Is literally Satan getting control of you through a woman. But jumping into video games, I want to talk about how these degenerate bulldykes were able to do this in so many game studios. Now, first and foremost, I want to make it clear that beta cuck men opened the door for this. Phil Spencer, Herman Hulst, Yves Guillemot, Neil Cuckman, Cory Barlog, all pussified men who hired women to be in leadership positions at game studios.
A lot of these people are hiring more and more women because they're filling a stupid ass quota. They're not hiring people that are the best fit for the job. They're hiring more women because they're being told that they need more women. I mean, if a woman is the best fit for that job, then yeah, hire the woman. But don't hire a woman because she's a woman. Hire a person, despite whether they're a man or a woman, because they are the best fit for the job. If you're just hiring people to fill a quota, you're gonna turn out shit.
But specifically, let's look at some of the key ones involved. Kim Belair. Kim was hired and promoted at Ubisoft to push her anti-male, anti-white, satanic propaganda in all of the games she touched. Her team at Sweet Baby Inc. is featured in videos like this.
Over 2,000 video games are produced every year in Canada. The industry makes over $3 billion every year by creating new games, but marginalized people seem to always get the shorter end of the stick.
Can somebody tell me what reality this woman is living in? Last I checked, every single effing game had a gay, disabled black girl boss in it. So this whole marginalized people are getting cut out, like, it's just bullcrap now.
The importance of seeing this character's tits is more important than protecting their lungs.
Video game corporations have been repeating their recipe for success, but diversity has now become the missing ingredient.
Not everything needs diversity and inclusivity. I have said that for a long time now. Not every fucking thing in the world needs diversity and inclusivity. And the fact that there are people who think that everything in the fucking world, every aspect of life, needs diversity and inclusivity is fucking stupid.
Or adversities. Like movies, you can have some form of, misrepresentation of mental illness.
Guys, are you starting to see how gay race communism ruins everything? They poke their Jewish head into your hobby and say, you need some diversity in here. I mean, the government of Canada engages in institutional theft by...
How subsidies helped Montreal become the Hollywood of video games. UB gets massive tax breaks for hiring a diverse workforce. Translation, we hate whites. Oh... I will always continue to say not everything needs inclusivity and diversity. If you're doing it, if you're doing this stuff just for the sake of inclusivity and diversity, all you're going to do is make the stuff you're trying to create or trying to push out there just horrible, because you're not getting the people who are the best fit for the job, who actually know what they're doing. You're just doing it to fill a quota and doing it just for the brownie points of everyone else around you. You're just trying to look good and not trying to make sure you're giving out the best and most quality product. So it's just, I don't like the fact that a lot of these companies are just doing this to save face instead of doing this to give us the best product they can give.
Giving these companies tax breaks for having a diverse workforce. Have you ever wondered why these women and Jews never want diversity on an oil rig, or diversity in the construction business, or diversity on deep sea welding? No, because none of them have done an actual day of work in their life, because for them, this is all about getting power. Satan wants power and influence, and you do that through media, and you do that through video games. But furthermore, we might ask the question, if video games are played by 90% men, as this Capcom study shows, why is it wrong to go after your demographic? I mean, Hallmark, Lifetime, Ulta, they aim their marketing efforts at women. But video games being made for men? Oh, we can't have that now, can we? All right, so at the end of this video, I want to give you guys some practical things we can do to end women infiltrating video games. But right now, I want to talk about 3 games infested with feminism and how you can avoid these games at all costs. Number 1, Ghost of Yotei. If you meet a guy who bought Ghost of Yotei, just know that you're not talking to a man anymore. You're talking to a biological male with a pocket vagina who cosplays as a...
I keep hearing about Ghost of Yotei, but I haven't really heard much of anything good about it. I've just been hearing sort of either neutral or negative things being said about Ghost of Yotei. So I don't really play these kind of games. These Souls like games, at least I think this is a Souls like game. Because I know for a fact I'm going to suck at it and I'm going to rage at it, and I don't want to play a game I know I'm going to fucking rage at.
A woman. Never has there been a more brazen feminist move than replacing based hero Jin Sakai with an ugly lesbian girl boss. While the combat in Ghost of Tsushima was always a bit slow for me compared to the FromSoft games, let's be honest, you really are there for the story and all the based feudal Japanese stuff. Well, historicity has been completely thrown out the window with Yotei, just like Ubisoft did by putting a Braca man in AC Shadows. See, guys, because history doesn't matter. Authenticity doesn't matter. What matters is us projecting our own horrible Western politics on a 1600s game. So right off the bat, the entire premise of a female assassin who can take down a trained samurai is...
There were no female assassins in Japanese history capable of taking down samurai. None. For those who don't know, like all the ninja tools and all the ninja stuff, they all originated as farmers. For those who don't know, that entire thing, they were originally farmers that basically just got sick of being controlled the way they were, that they were treated horribly. So it's just a lot of it. I was surprised when I found out. I didn't realize that a lot of them originated as, just regular farmers. And they basically, the weapons they used were basically just a lot of the weapons they had on hand.
Completely ridiculous, and I could never play this game with a straight face without laughing. Now you might say to me, but Andrew, you never had a problem with Bayonetta. Yeah, dude, Bayonetta is not trying to be historical. Ghost of Yotei claims to be
I got so pissed playing Bayonetta. A couple of bosses I was fighting, I suck at the game. I will happily admit that I suck at the fucking game. But my God, there were a couple of bosses I was getting so fucking pissed that I could not pass them. Love the game. It's a great game. But my God, was I getting pissed.
Historical, so completely different. So now that they've committed to their fictional girl boss who never existed, the least they could do is pick a voice actor or mocap actress who could believably take down a man. Plenty of rough-looking Chinese and Japanese female MMA fighters who could believably maybe take out one guy, but this is who they chose as their voice actress and mocap artist.
The only thing this samurai is attacking are Pop-Tarts. Pop-Tarts are gross. I never liked Pop-Tarts. They taste like cardboard.
What should we call this body type? Never missed a meal? Sitting in a chair all day? They prick her finger and Hot Pocket filling is going to come out. But it gets worse. They gave 5 different fighting styles to her and none of them could believably be...
Katana, Kusarigi... I'm going to probably butcher these things. Kusarigama, dual swords and spear. I don't even know if I pronounced that second one correctly. Katana is a biological woman could not even do this. Well, enough training, anyone could.
Practiced against a group of men by a woman today. I have a buddy who's been in martial arts his entire life, and he explained to me that it's literally impossible for a woman to wield katanas the way that Atsu does in Yokai. Women simply lack the upper body strength. It's not possible. But again, physics and reality...
Okay, I get what he was saying then.
Reality don't matter when you gotta get your stunning and brave on. Also, as the cherry on top, it also happens that the voice actress of Atsu is, of course, a satanic Antifa leftist who just said that she is part of Antifa on Twitter. Also, should you be even remotely attracted to this woman, they made sure to put the most dog-ugly outfits in the game imaginable.
I will say a lot of the outfits back then were not really that flattering or not that good looking, so... Can't really say much about the outfit.
Because men are evil and must be punished for their God-given desires. So how have the Jewish-owned YouTubers and media conglomerates been responding to this game? 10 out of 10. Replacing a man with a woman, so unique. Ghost of Yotei, so beautiful. Screenshot, screenshot, screenshot. So this applies equally to all of the games I'm talking about today. But guys, if you see a YouTuber
See, this I will say there are more than likely plenty of games that have great women protagonists. I've said about movies already. You know, Ripley, Alice, Lara Croft. Those three for movies. For games, there again, Lara Croft is a great game that has a female protagonist. And it's a great game because the story, the mechanics, everything is made wonderfully and it's told beautifully. And it's not focused on the fact that she's a woman trying to girl boss her way throughout the entire game. Other ones are like, you know, Resident Evil 3, Resident Evil Code Veronica. Those are Resident Evil 3. You're playing as Jill Valentine. Resident Evil Code Veronica. You're playing as Claire Redfield. Resident Evil 6, in one of the stories, I think you only can play as Ada Wong after you play through the other three. And I haven't played many games that have female protagonists, but yeah, those are some that actually have you know, good female protagonists. They're badass women. So you absolutely can have games that have a female protagonist that is a really good game. But a lot of these types of games nowadays, they're being made with a female protagonist, but the story is not being told very well. It's more focusing on the fact that the character is a woman and they're trying to make her some badass girl boss or whatever, and they're not doing a very good job of it.
supporting Ghost of Yotei, we should treat them the way we treated traitors in World War II. The men of Reddit still pushing feminism in 2025 have pocket vaginas, and we shouldn't even acknowledge these guys as men anymore. I'm talking about Mighty Keef, Actman, Bellular, Shillup, Luke Stevens, Reforge Gaming, Rhino, Shinobi. All of these dudes are beta cucks. These dudes aren't men, they're women cosplaying as men, and we should deal with them accordingly. Number 2, The Witcher 4. So I've seen a few people simping for Ciri in Witcher 4, and I'm sorry, I just don't think you guys have been paying attention. Ciri is actually much more powerful than a Witcher. She's a mage with elder blood, so she's way more powerful than a Witcher.
I don't know anything about Witcher, so I can't really comment about much. I've never played any of the Witcher games, although I hear that Witcher 3 is one of the greatest games ever made. But I can't comment on it because I've never played any of the Witcher games. I've never seen the Witcher TV series. I've never read any of the Witcher books. So I'm completely clueless when it comes to the Witcher.
So why would Ciri ever want to be downgraded to being a Witcher? Well, because stunning and brave, of course, and because women got to do everything a man can do. It's like if you were the garbage man at a company and your wife was the CEO cucking you, and one day she showed up and was the garbage man just to embarrass you. This is essentially what they're doing with girl boss Ciri. The other ridiculous thing is that the trial of grasses, which every Witcher has to undergo, would have definitely killed her, as it kills basically every woman who's tried it. This is why basically only men can be Witchers. But is this not the most 2025-ass game ever, that we have to make Ciri a Witcher who does the trial of grasses just to show men that she can do everything a man can do, even if that thing is chemical torture? The cherry on top is, of course, that they had to make her ugly. Gone is the completely freaking beautiful young Ciri from Witcher 3. She looks like she smoked Camel Reds for every day for 20 years. Yikes. But boys, uglification of women is directly from the leftist playbook. Every woman must be an ugly lesbian girl boss, and they all must be more powerful than men. Another thing I don't think people have considered is how so much of Witcher 3 was fun specifically because you're playing as a man. You're a badass, you're having romances with women, etc. Think about it. All of that is gone in Witcher 4 because you're playing as a woman now. No more flirting with Yennefer. No more flirting with Triss. No more flirting with Keira Metz. Because you're a woman now, guys. You're not Geralt. I feel like people have just sort of accepted the idea, oh yeah, it makes sense to play.
For how much I've been hearing about Witcher, it actually kind of makes me want to try out Witcher. I think I have Witcher 3. I'm not exactly sure. But I've wanted to give it a try because I've been hearing a lot about how good it is, and it's made me want to give it a try because, you know, I've heard nothing but good things, you know, except for the TV series.
Is Siri now, and nobody has really thought about how actually unfun it is to play 200 hours being forced to play as a woman. Another thing that lets me know how horribly woke Witcher 4 is going to be is all of the political activists who are working on it now. As you can see in the photo here, all of the based white dudes who made Witcher 3 have been fired, and they all left to go form a separate studio. So who's left to work on Witcher 4? Well, women and gay men, of course. In 2023, things took a really dark turn for CDPR when they launched their new Diversity and Inclusion initiative. Witcher 4 recently hired as its senior writer this chick, Mary Kinney, who worked on such
That picture is so unflattering. She looks fucking crazy.
woke disasters as Spider-Man 2 at Insomniac. Mary recently said this: "There are so many LGBTQ developers, and we want what players want, to design experiences that tell the player, we're here, we're important, and we belong." Implying, I suppose, that she is a degenerate, God-hating lesbian as well. With regard to LGBTQ inclusion, she said this: "We need to pull every lever we have, characters, community support, mechanics, to make it so." This woman is basically a propaganda act.
Okay, now just focus on telling a good story. Just focus on making a good game. Don't focus on the character's gender. Don't bring any sort of identity politics or any politics at all into the game. Just focus on making a good game. You putting your political worldview into the game and, you know, stupid alphabet mafia bullshit into the game you're gonna piss off the community, and you're gonna make it a horrible ass game.
Activist who hates men and wants to push her anti-white, anti-male agenda. But nah, bro, Witcher 4 is totally gonna be based. Totally, don't even worry about it. Next, CDPR hired this guy, Kian Marr, to be a lore designer for Witcher 4. He's previously written for The Gamer and IGN, which are both incredibly woke. The dude is a satanic homosexual, and he said this: "People would rather be bigoted and blame the fact they're straight white men on their inability to get a job than, you know, the fact they're not quite as good a writer as they'd like to think," which ironically is a byproduct of unfounded straight white man confidence.
I think, you know, for like the past 5-10 years, I've heard the people that get the absolute most hate and get dogged on the most, for some reason that I can't seem to understand, is straight white men. How is everything the fault? How is everything that is bad that is happening the fault of straight white men? It makes no logical sense. How is it my fault? What did I do?
Somebody said this on Twitter: "In 2020, I want muscle so I can effectively punch gamers, and also so I can carry cute people and dogs of any size easily." Kian replied, "I didn't realize until this tweet, but this is now also what I want," assuming he wants to punch gamers. Like, bro, why are you working at a game studio if you're publicly saying that you hate gamers? I don't get it. So yeah, guys, Witcher 4 is going to be a woke disaster, and I would say there's absolutely no hope for this game, and it's cooked already. Number 3, Control by Remedy Studios. Do you remember in the 2000s when Remedy made based games like Max Payne? Yeah, those days are long gone. So in 2019, when Control first came out, I think everything hadn't been girl-bossed yet, and so we were much more open to stuff like this. But now that every game has an ugly feminist girl boss, it's really hard for me to go back and play this game without throwing up in my mouth a little bit. Seriously, try to play Control now and you'll notice that it's an ugly feminist girl boss who's just completely unlikable. My whole thing about video games is that femininity should be a feature rather than a bug. Lara Croft is a badass and she uses her femininity and sexiness to her advantage rather than just trying to do everything a man can do. Another thing is that women have unique powers that men don't have. Namely, they can tempt men and get them to do what they want. That is an undeniable power of women, and it is one that's often used in evil ways. But instead, what we're trying to do in video games today is just so desperately hard to prove that women can do everything men can do, and it's very boring. And you even see this dysfunction in modern society today. Women are foregoing being moms at home so they can work in a corporate soulless job just like men. What women have completely forgotten is that being a female is a feature, not a bug. You're more than just a copy of a man. You're a woman. And a female can create 20 more people. This is the most powerful thing that a woman can do, and it's incredible. Our society has women actually lowered in their importance in society because they're just trying to copy men, and it's sad. This is kind of random, but my wife and I were watching The Mask last night with Jim Carrey and Cameron Diaz, and I was chuckling when Jim Carrey turns into a cartoon wolf because he's so attracted to Cameron Diaz. This used to be like a major plot point in movies and games. Women's power was always the power of seduction. Men were the ones doing the fighting and killing. And honestly, ask any woman, and if they're honest, they would rather be attractive to men rather than be out there fighting and killing. Our society has sold women a lie that they will find fulfillment in copying men, and it's just not true. I hate to say it, but your grandpa was right. Giving women the right to vote was the first step in the satanic feminism taking over society we see today. So boys, in closing here, what can we do today in our own personal sphere of influence to fight the encroachment?
I don't really see a problem with women getting the right to vote or, having the ability to go out there and become the breadwinner. I don't see any problem or anything with that. The problem I see is when the third wave and current wave feminism tried to convince women to be the exact same as men. Do everything a man can do. It's like, no, don't do that. Don't try and be like a man. Being a man sucks. I mean, I'm happy to be a man, but in a lot of instances, being a man sucks, and apparently we're the enemy of the entire fucking world. But they've tried to turn them away from being a woman and trying to be more masculine. They're brainwashing these women into being something that they're not and cannot be. Like, a man can't do a lot of the shit that women can do because we're a man. We can't. It's just not biologically possible, and it's just not how we're wired. And there are plenty of things women can do that men can do that women cannot. And because biologically it's impossible, and physically they just cannot do it. And for some reason, feminism sees this as a problem. Anything a man can do, I can do better. No. I don't understand why they see such a problem that men and women are different. It's like we can't be the same. It's just not physically, biologically, and just not logically possible.
Of feminism into video games. Number one, women should be at home having children. They should not be working. So if you are a hiring manager or you work at a company, I think you have a moral obligation to stop hiring women. Number two,
I don't necessarily agree with that one. I mean, if a woman wants to stay home and have kids, by all means, go ahead and do that. If you want to go out and have a career and, be financially independent, go out and do that. I don't think it matters, but you better make sure that if you want kids, you do that before the age of 35, because once you hit 35 and older, it is going to be vastly more difficult, and it is going to be more dangerous for you to have kids. That's how it is for the woman. It'll become more difficult and more dangerous after the age of 35. So if you want to have kids, try and have kids between the ages of 20 and 30. Those are the times that you'll have the best chance of having kids, and it'll be easier and less risk to your health. Now, if you don't want kids, that's also fine, but you better make sure that if that's what you want, because, like I said, after 35, you're going to regret it if you, yeah. I mean, there are plenty of women who've had kids in their 40s and 50s. Hell, some of them have had kids when they were in their 60s. It's amazing they were able to do that. But, yeah, it's just make sure it's what you want.
Expose beta cuck men who support feminism. These are not men, they have pocket vaginas. All of these homos support LGBTQ garbage and feminism. Do you remember what we did with traitors during World War II? Yeah, these are not men. These are women cosplaying as men. Number 3, finally and most importantly, do not buy anything that pushes anti-male hatred. The only way these companies will listen is if we hit them in the wallet. These are a couple games that have come out recently that we know are deeply hateful of men. Ghost of Yotei, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Silent Hill F, Witcher 4, Hades 2, Arc Raiders,
Hades? Wait. Hang on. Arc Raiders?
hateful of men. Ghost of Yotei,
Hang on.
companies will listen is if we hit them in the wallet. These are a couple games that have come out recently that we know are deeply hateful of men.
I'm not sure about Hades. That bugs me. He's pronounced it as Hades. It's Hades. But Arc Raiders? How is Arc Raiders hateful of men? That game is fucking awesome. I have somewhere between I think 45 and 50 hours of that game already. I fucking love that game. It's so much. I am surprised at how much fun I've been having that with that game. I didn't think I could have that much fun with the extraction shooter, but I wouldn't include Arc Raiders in this. As for the other ones, I'm not sure. I haven't played any of them. I've played the first Hades. That was a good game. I'm not sure about Hades 2. But you should replace Arc Raiders with Concord.
Ghost of Yotei, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Silent Hill F, Witcher 4, Hades 2, Arc Raiders, Marathon, and Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet. In closing, guys, do not support these games. Do not talk about these games. Do not give these games any attention because they are hateful anti-male propaganda.
I doubt Arc Raiders is, but you know, I'll let him think what he wants about that. But you know, I love Arc Raiders. Well, that is the end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to give a like and subscribe. I post videos 3 to 5 days a week here. I also post videos over on my other channel for gaming as well. So please make sure to give that a look-see. See if you enjoy that as well. I also stream anywhere from 3 to 5 days a week as well. Links to all my social medias will be on my YouTube page. And with that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.